is open, so come on in. Sound check done, let's begin. Breaking news, the guess is you. Streaming live for you to view. Open House the podcast. Open House the podcast. Oh.
You are on Open. That just sums that up, doesn't it? You are on Open House, the podcast, joined by always. She absolutely is something. Summer something. Everybody. that was a lot of buttons today. Absolutely, and I'm really excited for this. Actually, I have. Why are you hugging a pillow? Where'd that come from?
Pillow?
Oh, we got to turn. You said you were loud. I got to turn you way up. There we go.
I'll be louder in a minute.
Yeah.
I mean, when I get excited.
Yeah.
We're not excited yet.
Oh, sorry.
It's my emotional support pillow. I bring it everywhere. You can't. You can see it, but you can't have it.
Oh my goodness! I love this.
Is that helping you, Johnny's having a little bit of a morning.
It's horrible this morning.
It's been all week.
Yeah.
It's been like a tech nightmare week, and we just give it up to the tech gods.
This is the best.
I'll tell you why I have it.
Yes, tell me.
Summer probably doesn't understand, and we love that for you, Summer. But when you're a chunky person,
she says, "Wait, hang on." She started by saying, "I might understand." All
you
right,
might. Well, okay. So I think it's a general girl thing too. So a lot of times when you sit on the couch, you pull a pillow over your stomach. Do you do that? Okay.
Absolutely.
But generally, also when you're a chunky girl,
Yeah.
it's like you do that. Because
it just makes you feel like
it just
comfy.
makes me feel comfortable. I feel safe.
It's totally
and this
understandable.
side shot sucks. So like I was like, just in case, we're just gonna cover all this up. But yeah, it's my emotional support pillow. I sell them on TeePublic. They're on my website if you want them.
There you go.
Whoa,
SNG
no, that's
Media
interesting.
Group.
I need to check that out. Am I quiet?
No, you're up. I'm adjusting on the fly right now.
Yeah, sorry. Do you want it closer?
Yeah,
or further
it'd be
away,
great.
Like
Yeah.
that? I don't like eating the mic though, because I don't know who else's mouth has been on.
It's true.
This.
Yeah. So we do like the
We do two fingers?
two fingers.
Okay, got it.
3 fingers will work just perfect.
I used to be in radio. You would think I would remember that.
Yeah. So I apologize. You've completely thrown me off track so far. I didn't even introduce you. I've been waiting to get you on the show since we met at CreatorCon. I'm thankful that you came down here. It is producer Rachel, everybody.
I am so excited about this one.
Yeah. So it's funny because all right. It's funny.
Does it have a fade out?
Yeah, it does. Well, it does. It's a manual fade out. It will eventually fade out.
Fine.
It's just
quick
clips. You know how we are. Like,
I know.
You got to
I
switch
do it too.
all the time.
I'm just like,
we got a chance to meet at CreatorCon. Actually, it's really funny. Can I tell you a story you don't know about you and what happened?
oh my God, yes.
Okay. So we got there early to pick our spot.
Yes.
Because 2 things. Number 1, we were broadcasting live before CreatorCon started.
Yep.
And then we wanted to set up. So I'm large, right? Like, and I'm like, all right, so I'm going to take this one, since we got there super early, I'm like, I'm going to take this table right here. And the girls are like, that's great. We got there a day early. I'm like, we got our own stuff. We'll get it all set up.
Explain where the table was.
Yeah. It was right where somebody else. Yeah. Right at the end.
Where the
no
green carpet
problem.
was.
Yeah. No issues. Yep. And, and we are getting all ready. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I get Robert, I think, is the one that comes up. He's like, hey, we're going to move you because producer Rachel's going to take that spot. And I'm like, who? And he's like, she's going to be running the green carpet, but she's got like this whole, and then you set up and you had an amazing display.
Yeah.
And it's just me and we didn't even set our stuff up. But
I felt bad because I didn't know, like I would have been fine anywhere.
Yeah.
He asked me at the last minute, hey, can you host the green carpet? And I was like, yes, but like I have to be close to it so I could just go back and forth and do both.
Oh, yeah.
That was why. So originally I was like, just throw me anywhere. I don't care.
Yeah.
But then when he was like, hey, the person doing this isn't showing up today. Can you do it? I was like, yes.
I didn't know that either.
Literally had to move all my stuff, right? Because I wanted to be close to the green carpet because it's for green carpet. It's like red carpet interviews, basically.
Yeah.
Right? So I had to also do the podcast while interviewing these people. Also had to call my friend who is a amazing. I love her. Angela, I love you so much. She's like a plus size fashion influencer. And
Okay.
I didn't have a green carpet outfit. Like I didn't have a red carpet outfit to interview people
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
She was on her way, and I was like, do not leave your house yet. I need an outfit. And so she
Okay.
literally brought half her closet. Wow. So
I
as
remember
like in
you telling us
between-
the story when we were there.
Yeah, it was insane. So in between, I had to like run up, try clothes on, then run back downstairs, try to research people that were coming on this green carpet, and do a podcast.
You looked fabulous.
You did
Thank
all
you. It
that
was
on the
amazing.
fly?
I remember it was a
Yes.
green dress,
Yes,
right?
it was a green dress
And
to match the green carpet,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. It
It
was
was
insane.
beautiful, though.
But like, so I felt like an asshole because I was like, I don't want to move them, but I don't know how else to do this because, and I'm a big person too, going in and out behind
That's the
that
problem.
table is
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
there's no space here. So
Yeah.
how am I supposed to get up and interview and then sit back down? I was like, oh, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Well,
So don't worry. I got FYI.
Yeah.
The table sucked anyway because everybody used it as the place to put their
Put
purses
all their
in
stuff. Yeah,
and
yeah.
drink. So I
Yeah.
was like, this blows, FYI. So you got your own space though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a big not a big we never
No,
even
it worked
really
out
used
perfectly
it.
for
Yeah,
you.
We
that
actually
was
used our space just for other people, didn't we? Isn't that what we did?
Yeah, because that other chick sat back.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was like your table was empty
It worked.
Yep.
because you were
Yep. And then
in the main
when
room
we
with
did,
all the action.
when we did set up, you helped us. It was literally our first.
Oh yeah.
It was our first time like
Yeah.
doing it together and like open house the podcast. It was the first time ever at CreatorCon.
Yeah.
And she was helping us. She was helping us with like the angles of the camera, the mics, because me and the girl,
Yes, I can't remember
her name was Avery,
Oh, you're so good.
and
She is great, isn't she?
She's How do you?
That's why
remember
I
those
always say
things?
that she's
I don't know
something. It's
because
a
I
real
just
thing.
remember her. But
Yeah,
oh,
she
and
was
Avery was
beautiful.
great. Yeah, shout out to Avery.
She's
anyway,
hot as hell.
she is.
She's
she
hot.
is.
She's smart. She's got all the things.
Yeah, and it was
that.
both of us. We were both like, what do we do? And Johnny's like trying to tell us both what to do, but it's two girls, you know. It's like Johnny doesn't know how to handle us.
I do
and you
too.
came over and you superheroed the moment. It was
What?
awesome.
It was great. It was great.
It was. Well, I have my own chaos that I live in. That just see, I think that's one of the biggest differences. Like, cause you like, I feel like, so, okay, I gotta finish your intro. So, holy cow.
Just we're starting all over again. This is not live. Delete, delete.
Ladies
Hi,
and
everybody.
gentlemen, welcome. Producer Rachel is actually you have a background in actual producing. Like, I just want to let people know that we don't just call you that. Like,
Yeah.
nor do you just do your own pod. Like, you're a legit producer.
Yeah, I started in TV.
Yeah.
So I started started as an intern at The View the first week they were on the air, which is 1997.
Who was
Were you even born yet?
Not yet.
Okay. I didn't
Was
think
Whoopi
so.
Goldberg on there
no,
yet? Okay.
it was their original cast with
Okay.
Debbie Matenopoulos.
Yeah.
Literally the original cast, Star Jones, everybody.
All right.
And so I started as an intern. They didn't have a job because they started the show, like they already staffed up. And so they didn't want to lose me. And so they bumped me to the Barbara Walters specials, which was literally life-changing because on The View where you have like a staff of so many people,
Yeah.
the specials had a very tiny staff.
Great.
And so I got like Barbara time in a way that nobody else really could get Barbara time. Does that make sense? And so
Yeah.
You
I
hung
was
out with her
an
more.
AP.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I
you
was
got,
sent to
like-
her house to go run tapes and do all the things.
It's like hands-on experience,
Yes.
and we've talked about that before. It's like it's the best way to learn.
With Barbara Walters.
yes.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
like I
Wait, hang on one
go
second.
ahead.
Do you know who Barbara Walters is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for
I-
sure. I do.
Am I allowed to curse? Because I curse a lot.
I
but
saw-
can
yeah, we
try to
have
turn it
this.
off.
We have this button.
Okay. Well, but do you prefer me not to curse? is
We
what I'm
hit the
asking.
button and it does
I
not
have a
work.
button.
You have a button that doesn't
I have a
work.
button
I
for
love
that.
it. Well.
Anyway,
alright,
no,
you
yeah,
two.
you're good. You're great.
So do you know who Barbara Walters is?
I do.
She's
Who is she?
Well,
she's the guy that was with Regis.
I know her name. I've seen like videos of her and stuff like that. I didn't watch
This
her
is
again.
Barbara Walters. I feel like if she was a guy, that's what she'd sound like, right?
Maybe.
She's a journalist, basically.
Yeah.
But back in the day when she started, it was all like, white men journalists. And so as
Yeah.
a woman, she was like, I don't want to do the fluff pieces. I want to do real pieces. And so
Yeah.
she's just ended up starting to do her own thing, essentially.
Oh, cool.
And ABC News kind of had to catch up with her. And so she created her own show called The Barbara Walters Specials, where she would interview presidents.
Oh,
She interviewed
yeah.
Castro. And she was like, fine, if you're not going to give me the assignments, I'm going to do it myself. And by the way, you're going to publish my show. And they did.
Nice. I
That's
love
like the
that.
short version. There's so much more.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that she was like, great. if there's no door for me, then I'm gonna bust a hole through the
There
wall
it
and
is.
create
Your door.
Create your door.
Absolutely.
And you got a chance to not only watch her do that, but work
Yes.
with her while she was doing that.
Yes.
What a great life lesson
It
to
was
learn.
insane. The very first thing I learned from her, it was as an intern. I ran in, she asked me a question, and I said, I don't know. And she looked at me and she goes, we don't say I don't know, dear. We say, I'll figure that out. And I literally was
Wow.
like, I'll figure that out for you. And I ran so fucking fast. I was like, oh my God. But she's right. Like, what does I don't know help her?
Yeah.
Right? It's,
Yeah.
hey, I didn't ask that question, but I will go figure that out for you.
Yeah,
I
because
love
if
that.
you
Does that
don't
make
know,
sense?
it's like, well,
Well,
go
what
figure
the
it
fuck
out.
do I care?
Yeah.
You don't know. Like, figure it the
Exactly.
hell out, right?
Yep.
And so I was like, okay, great. And so that like changed my life immediately. And then with the specials, she would do voiceovers. And so that's really where I learned, like, oh, we don't have to be perfect because we can edit out the bad things, right? And
Wait,
so I
what?
would sit. Right?
Hang
Isn't
on.
that crazy?
Wait, what was that? Wait, we've been what?
Right.
You
can
can just
this.
edit out
you
the
can
bad
actually
things.
Take this live,
Yeah.
then edit it the way you want, and
No.
then republish these. Isn't that crazy?
What? We
And
definitely do
so-
that. We the editing.
you?
Well, I don't. Summer does. All credit goes to Summer. If it was up to me, it wouldn't happen at all. But everybody that sees all of her
funny.
stuff all over is because Summer took that over for me. And she every day we have something up now, don't we?
That's the best.
It's been
Good job.
great.
What are we using? Opus
Thank you.
Pro? Are we
Oh,
using
100%
Script? Are you
Opus.
using- okay.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
AI got
yeah.
better, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
shout out to Opus because
Yeah.
I wrote them a nasty letter saying your
Good.
AI is stupid. It
It
takes
was.
too long.
Yeah.
You're clipping stuff that doesn't make any sense, and like you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
Like
Can
the
be
time it
super
takes to extend a
frustrating.
clip, I could have had it edited already.
Yep.
And now it takes a little less time. Like they got a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well maybe
Slowly.
I'll re-up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might try to script. I don't know. I'm playing around with it.
Have you tried Descript yet?
No.
So I
not
could tell you the
like, tried.
one thing that Descript has. Well, you probably would go back to Opus. I think
Okay. Mm-hmm.
in reality today and the way that today works, I think that you need 3 programs. I think that you need Opus.
Yep.
I think that you need I don't like the new Reels edits. Like it's just too.
I didn't even try it. I downloaded it and I was like, I can't leave CapCut. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I
love
left CapCut. I left CapCut when the whole China thing shut
Well,
it down.
because they shut it down for 2 days.
Yep.
I almost lost my mind.
Yeah.
I was crying.
I did lose my
was
mind. Do you
crying.
remember
I
that?
was like, I don't care about TikTok.
Yeah.
Where's CapCut?
Yes, yeah. I didn't even know I had a TikTok account. Summer found it for me.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And I switched over to that other one. I don't even Filmora. I switched over to
Okay,
Filmora.
yeah, I was gonna do InShot. InShot was my backup plan, and I was like, I have ADHD, so for us to learn something,
Yeah.
takes a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
if I'm
Oh my
gonna
gosh.
do it, I'm gonna do it, and I know CapCut so well now,
Yep.
and I'm a CapCut affiliate, so I was like, you're gonna take money away from me. Like
Yeah.
it's not just shutting down TikTok and the company that owns them.
Yeah.
You're shutting down my money. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh. But yeah, so with editing, you outsource certain things, but going back to like watching Barbara Walters do voiceovers, what's dinging? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Something's dinging. It's
I think
freaking
that
me
was your
out.
phone actually.
And my phone's not on.
No.
Oh, that phone behind
Yeah.
you? Oh, it's probably like, we're out of space. Why would it not be out of space?
Squirrel.
I know.
Where?
Like, what just happened? Well, yeah, welcome to ADHD.
It's your
What-
pet squirrel.
This one time I was in church. I don't know why I want to tell the story right now, but I'm sitting in church and I went to a Baptist church in school, so they can sometimes be judgmental. And I'll never forget, I'm sitting in this class on a Wednesday night and I'm ADD. There's a piece of fuzz that's just flying around. So I'm just like, fascinated with this piece of fuzz. Not that I'm not paying attention, but homeboy up front is super boring. Shout out to James Day's dad. Okay, well, there we go. And I'll never forget, this is one of the coolest things that my dad ever did for me. This guy got so mad at me because he's a high D, right? D stands for dick. And he got mad at me during a Bible study in a Baptist church because I wasn't quote unquote paying attention. I'm looking at this piece of fuzz blowing around that he grabbed me by my shirt and lifted me up out of my seat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then put me out in the hall during a church thing. Yeah, shout out to Calvary Baptist.
Did your dad go back and say
They've
anything?
changed.
Like, don't touch my kid?
Yeah, so this was actually one of the coolest things I ever saw my dad do. My dad is not a tall person. He is a short person. And I'm out in the hall and I told him what happened and he grabbed that guy and picked him up and said, "Don't ever put your hands on my son again." And he pinned him against lockers.
Hell
And I was
yes.
like, that's the coolest thing my dad's ever done in my life.
100%.
Yeah.
I was
That's
like,
amazing.
yeah. And so that's one thing that I really did learn from my dad. And people have heard back and forth on here. We've had he was raised in a family, he wasn't really taught to be a dad properly. And
I get that.
yep. And so there was a lot of stuff that happened there. That's his story to share. My story behind that was he just didn't know how to dad properly.
Right.
But the few lessons where he did it right, that's one of them. And I've always told my kids the same thing. Even if you're at school, no matter what, if somebody says something against you or does something against you, I will be there so fast. And I always don't ever break my trust, because I'm always on your side first.
Yes.
Yep.
And probably
Yes.
either anyway. I mean, look, if there's something that happens. So I don't know. Oh, squirrel. That was
Right,
it.
I know. I'm
So-
like, well, you can get back. I talk in concentric circles, so I
Yeah.
get it. Just back to the Barbara Walters thing. So
Yeah.
essentially, I would watch her do her voiceovers.
Yeah.
And she would mess up, or she would make a change. And then that's where I was like, oh, wait, like even Barbara Walters messes up. That's why
Wow.
we have edits. We can edit out the mess ups, and people could just stick with the perfect stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so that's sort of really, really where I learned. Number one, your questions are plan B. Pay attention to your interview. That is plan A, because that person can take you on a journey that you had no idea. No
Yes.
Where
Wikipedia
it
could
was
help you.
headed,
Right.
yeah.
They may give you something, or just being able to read body language. I think
Yeah.
there was very empathic, where she could really understand, like if she asked a question and something shifted, she was like, okay, we're gonna follow that up. Right. So
Yeah.
so she could dig in, because her whole thing, Summer, is that she could make people cry.
Really?
Right? So like people would cry in her interviews.
So like behind the scenes, would you guys be
no,
working? She'd be like, I'm going to get this guy to cry. Watch this.
No, because it's like that's not the goal.
Are
right?
you sure?
The goal is to get like a good promo, essentially, right? You want a good soundbite, a good
Yeah.
clip for people to watch.
Yeah.
But people would end up crying with her. But because
Yeah.
I think she made people feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't out to get you, which is why it worked.
Mm.
And she, like with any interview, plan B is your prepared questions.
Yep.
Plan A is like just pay attention and like let's ride this ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I love
so I learned more when we went, like when the show would travel, the View would travel, they would take me with her and the show, because I could also I could be the AP, I could do all the things. Does that make sense? I
Yeah.
had like 5 jobs. So instead of flying 5 people out, they would just fly Rachel out.
Nice. And
she
then they'd
knew, like,
only
there's
pay
this
you for
girl
half
that,
of
yeah,
one.
there's a girl named Rachel. I know who she is, right? So like she was familiar with somebody, and it made her feel comfortable. 'Cause she had 2 ABC News assistants. She had 1 assistant. It was crazy. And so it was just easier for like Rachel to do all the things. And
Yeah.
so we went from the View taping for 3 days, and then all of a sudden she's like, hey, do you want to stay, take the private plane home, and come with me to Nick Cage's house?
Oh.
We're going to do a Barbara Walters special.
Yeah.
And like, I'll have you come. The driver will send you to the deli to go pick up the sandwiches for the plane, da-da-da-da. Like, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Do you want me to take the ABC private jet? No,
Yeah.
no problem. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
I guess.
I know. I was
Let me
like,
make sure I'm
just
not
go
doing
get my
anything.
stuff. Right. It was crazy. Like, it was insane. And so on the way to Nick Cage's house, everybody was driving separately. I was with her in the backseat. And I just remember her going through her blue cards. And I was quiet as hell, because it's like, you don't want to interrupt her. I don't want to interrupt her process. I don't want to ask questions. But just watching her like go through her questions and like make changes and stuff was just fascinating to see. Because again, we can change, we can pivot, we understand
Yeah.
things differently. When you're sitting down from like the phase of research to the actual phase of like, we're about to do this thing,
Yep.
it changes in your head. And so just sitting there in the car, like, don't move, don't breathe, like, oh my God. And just watching her go through her process was so fascinating. And I don't think people understand, like, interviewing is an art form. Like,
Yeah.
creating content is an art form. And I think a lot of people just think, oh, whatever, you just ask some questions. It's not like that.
I think it's because they don't create content. Here's what I've noticed in our industry. I've heard this a million times, and I've been fighting against it for 5 years. They're not creating content to actually create content. They're creating it because they want to make a sale at the end of the day. It's completely different.
You can do both, though.
You can, but their mindset is, I don't really care what comes out or the person that I have on or anything like that. And you can tell in the way that their stuff comes out.
Right.
It's not about that. It's about, I just need to make a bunch of puke to throw at the wall.
Right.
So that somebody goes, oh, there's a pretty shade of red, and then they get known. They're not using it to actually create content or to better anybody else or to make a platform. My ultimate goal, I'd love Open House to get so big that when I bring guests on, it kills me that I get that we're still like in the baby infancy stage, but I'd love to be able to bring a guest on and get them exposure to like 1 million people.
Yes.
Like I want that for the other person.
That's my goal too.
Yeah? Let's do it
'cause we
together.
Well, that's what people have to understand is like we can package these
Yeah.
interviews,
Yeah.
right? You get it on your media reel, and then Summer or like I have a VA and an editor that cuts. Like I have a short form editor, a long form editor, a documentary editor,
We'll
I have a
get
YouTube
one.
editor.
What?
I know it's amazing.
How many editors do you
I
have?
have 5 total. 5 total.
That's where we've
And then I
gone
have
wrong.
1 for myself. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like they're not all for me; they're for clients, so that I can.
Oh,
We
smart.
outsource edits. Yeah.
Are you like using Fiverr? Or did you find them like
No,
where are they from?
they're in the Philippines. So 2 of them are here local.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were graduating college, and I was just like, great, I'm going to teach you how to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so when I'm traveling next month as a consultant, so I need people to shoot for me as me. Does that make sense?
You've got
and
a
that's
body
the goal,
double and they're
is,
going to
like,
shoot you?
She's not there yet, right? We're getting there.
Wait,
but,
hold on.
video content. Because I go out,
Am I for real? Did I hear what you said correctly?
What?
Are you have somebody that's going to be you?
Be the me. Does that make sense? So I currently am the one that as a creator, I go to events and cover events. I go to clients' events and do their recap reels. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I shoot it with a video camera.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yes. I'm thinking she's going to put an AI mask of me
no.
on and then be out and be like,
in the future, yes.
Barbara Walters taught me to be quiet. I didn't.
No.
Okay, got it.
So for this, though, so I'm scaling the business. So in
Yeah.
order to start outsourcing, I have to have people stateside.
Got
so
it.
For actual going to an event and shooting something, they physically have to be here. And then I have others that work in the Philippines. And so I'll teach you how to hire a VA if you need it. But VA is such a
I have the problem is getting a
Easy
good
word.
one. Have you gone through a bunch or were you
I've
just
gone
lucky?
through a few.
Yeah.
But the one I have right now that helps me with social media,
Yeah.
it's just a matter of getting to know my voice. Does that make sense? So when
Yes.
she's writing copy for me and
Yes.
using AI to write copy, her
Yes.
AI is not my AI, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I joined ChatGPT. I'm paying them now. I'm gonna have to add her as a team member because it knows my voice.
Yes.
She doesn't. So that's where we're at right now. Is I'm at the phase where scaling is great, hiring more people is fine, training takes time, yes, but now I'm at the I have to approve everything stage. And so I'll get so excited that I send her a bunch of stuff, and then I hate it when it all comes back, and it's okay, now I need to approve it. And I'm
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
I just want to get to the point where I can just be it's fine, just
Yeah.
just do it, just do it.
I
don't care
tried
anymore.
taking a page out of Phil Stringer's book, and I have a secondary phone now. Where the
Yes.
idea is just
hoe
to
phone?
just to film on it.
That's what I
And then
have.
send it. Is that what this is?
That's my film phone, and this is my phone phone.
And then the VA just goes into your Google Drive and then takes the photos right out of there live.
if it's an iPhone, you
Yeah.
can just send the iCloud links to them or give
Yeah.
them your Apple ID
Yeah.
because there's nothing on there.
There's nothing there
There's
except for
nothing
whatever you're
personal.
filming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I
Yep.
generally will do that. And or if I do an interview, I can give her the riverside.fm clip link.
And then have her just do it.
If it's on StreamYard, here, pull it from StreamYard, or I'll just say, just throw it into Opus because I know you are on
What,
from YouTube.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer this, but I am going to ask it.
Okay.
How much money are you spending for producers for all of your stuff right now in an estimate?
It depends on how much work I've got going in and out.
On
right?
average.
Probably thousands,
Like, just for your-
but I'm
Yeah.
terrible at
Yeah.
terrible at math.
Yeah.
So my VA that
You have
deals
a
with
VA
my
that-
social
yeah.
media, so she just does social media for me. So right, so I would send her these clips and I'll be just cut some stuff up that I said
Yeah.
and make it into something. She's $300 a month
Okay.
for part-time work, which is great. She's in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And generally their night is our day.
Yep.
So a lot of them have flip-flopped their schedules.
Yes.
I have another one who I told, don't flip-flop your schedule for me because if I
Yes.
go to an event and I shoot the event, while I'm sleeping, she's editing
That's
because it's
great.
her day.
Yeah.
So I wake up and there's a reel,
Yeah.
right? And so of course I charge a premium for a 24-hour turnaround.
Yeah.
But there it is.
There
it's
it
not
is.
me doing
Yeah.
it till 2 a.m.
Yeah,
Right?
right.
Because to me, for an event, if you don't have stories up immediately, if you don't have a recap reel immediately, it didn't happen. 'Cause
Correct.
who cares 2 months later when you get the thing back?
Yeah.
Right? Especially for professional events. Imagine your wedding and you're like, oh my God, this is so great. In 2 months, you'll get your edit because
Yeah.
the photographers are busy. I get it.
Yeah.
And they put a lot of time into it, but you should have an add-on social media person there. So you're not on your phone the whole time as the bride.
Yep.
I have your phone. I'm taking pictures and clips, throwing them in stories, and then you'll have a reel by the end of the day.
That's great.
You know what I
Love
mean?
it.
Yeah.
So that's my goal with everything is how do we do this in real time?
Real
And especially
time.
for like people.
That's good.
Well, like
Real.
if you're a corporate and you're having an event, like your
Yeah.
social media person wants to not be working for, you know what I mean? They want to enjoy themselves too.
Right.
So it's like just hire my team and we can do so many different things for live events. It's crazy.
No, I love that. I love that.
No, that's really awesome. And it's so true. I think about that every time when I go to an event. I'm like, I need to post, And then if it's the next day, I'm like, why would I post? I'm like,
Right.
but these are
You're
so
done.
good.
The energy's over.
Yeah, like
It
maybe I'll make
sucks.
like an actual post on my feed, but it's the stories where
Stories
like,
are so important.
Yeah, as
Especially if
it's
people can't be
happening.
there. Like that's that FOMO thing, right? You have an event, you
Yeah.
sold tickets, you're sold out. People still want to be a part of it. They're not going to want to be a part of it 2 days later even,
No, right,
They want
right.
to see right now what's happening. And so do you want to enjoy yourself as a social media director at this event, or do you want to be sitting here on your phone with your head down the whole time? Like,
Yeah.
I gotta post. Hold on, I gotta post.
Yeah.
You don't.
No.
So generally, I will allow people, if they won't let me take over their social, I will put it on mine. I'll give you mine for a premium for an amount, i.e. I post it clean. I tag you as a collaborator. So then you can repost in your stories later that day. And all you're just doing is just accepting the repost. You don't even have to do anything else.
But now
Isn't that amazing?
you've become okay. So let me ask you a question.
Right? Like there's different ways to do this.
You've become the person though.
Yes.
Now that is always heads down in social.
But that's what I'm hired for.
But that's what you.
I'm not there to enjoy the event. I was hired to cover the event. It's two different things.
Right. Right.
Have you ever been to an event with creators?
Yes.
Like actual influencers?
Like CreatorCon?
Yes.
Okay.
But an actual influencer an event. Like say I'm a brand and
Yeah.
I'm doing an opening and I'm having media and influencers there. Have you ever been to one of those?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, again, all with Robert Courtney, we did the 24-hour
Yes.
thing where we went from location
He
to location.
had his team too. Yeah. He
Yeah.
has his team with him.
Yeah.
Right. Is he doing anything while he's doing it?
Yeah.
Right. No, his team is.
Oh, I mean, no. But
No,
yes.
right.
Wait,
Yes
now I'm
and
confused.
no.
What answer do you want me to give you? Because the true answer is yes. He was the one carrying the laptop around to find the right angles
Okay.
and stuff.
Well, yes.
But he also had his team there.
So influencer events nowadays, when you're having a grand opening or you're having
Yeah.
an event, you invite media and influencers, right?
Yes.
Because now they're just as important as media.
Yeah. More
They're
important.
on the whole time. Will tell you I am working. They're on their phones the whole time, right?
Yeah.
That's their job. So
Yeah.
if you're having an event and you hire me and or my team to come out, it is my job to be covering your event and on my phone the whole time. Does that make sense?
No, 100%.
So I'm posting,
Yeah.
I'm editing on the fly because stories should be short and simple. Color correcting, and I'm throwing it up there. And either I took over your social media or I just post it in mine, which people like a lot because it's a boost, right?
Yeah.
My account is I've got over 14,000 on Instagram and then 10 on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I call it like amplification. If you want an amplification package where my audience will also see that like this event happening and I'm here covering it as like an influencer creator, you have that amplification. Because nowadays, if you don't give Meta money, no one's seeing it. You mean
Yeah.
you only have 1% organic reach, which is like 1% of your audience sees what you're doing, which for a lot of people is nobody. And that pisses me off because we built our audiences over years and years and years, and then Meta took it away and said, now we're going to monetize it. And if you want people to see it, 1% of people will see
Wait.
it organically. And that sucks for you guys, especially
Yes.
in real estate. Because
Yeah.
like we really look at your numbers. If you only have 300 followers, no one's seeing your stuff. So if people are always like, well, no one's seeing it, no one's interacting. Yeah, no one's seeing it. Because Meta wants you to put money behind it, whether you boost a post or you put it behind like ad dollars. No one is seeing it. They made $36 billion through ads. Meta's,
Wow.
of course, going to suppress your stuff until you pay them, especially if you're a business. If you're listed as a business, you're done. Because they know businesses will spend money because they're desperate. So organic
Wow.
reach is great, but you have to have some sort of a system.
Wrong
for
thing.
organic reach.
Wrong thing.
Are you looking for booze?
There it is.
Yeah. well,
I didn't know this.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this. So okay. Wow. There's a whole can of just everything that just got opened up.
But like put that in real estate terms, right? Like
But-
you're marketing, you're paying money for people to see things.
Yeah.
How much are you putting towards printables? How much are you putting towards a radio ad, a TV ad? Like
Do
how
people
much
still
money you're
do
spending?
radio ads?
I
you
don't know.
think?
I
I
have
would
no
hope
idea.
not. That was be like, well, I
But you know
spent
what I mean.
$500 in the yellow pages last year.
Exactly. right? So like, where
Summer
should
Yellow
it go?
Pages
Yeah,
were a
oh my
phone
God.
book.
It's crazy.
I know Yellow Pages.
And people that were watching the Barbara Walters show used to balance their TVs out with by putting one
Yes.
underneath the old
Or like
cabinet that
if
would
you
stand up.
had a short kid, you would shove it under in their seat at the kitchen table. It was so
Yellow
fun.
Pages honestly confused me because like everybody had access to your information. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Well, for the Yellow
It's
Pages were
just your, like,
business.
yeah, it was really mostly business.
Yeah.
The white pages were.
It was White
residential.
Pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember with the White
Everybody
Pages
still
too.
has access anyway. You just
Yeah,
you just
just
go
throw
online.
it in there.
You
But
can,
do they
there.
still have White Pages?
yeah,
They actually,
whitepages.com.
it's totally
Wait,
true.
for real?
It's a thing.
I think it's owned by like Intellius.com or something. Like you'll go to the one and then it like leads you down this
She's
other road.
looking right
and
now.
like so honestly, I've done this before. So when I worked in radio, if I had to find people, I'd
Yeah.
pay the $1
Yeah.
and be like, give me I need the email address and the
There
cell
was-
phone number.
Yeah.
$1, and then you just cancel.
Yep.
Right? Like
that
they
was
give
it.
you a certain number of searches for free. And then,
There's literally websites you can go to where you can type somebody's name in. It'll give you everywhere they live,
Their whole background
their
check. It's
age,
insane.
what social medias they have.
so like when I was trying to get certain people on the show and I couldn't reach them, especially back in the day when we weren't really using the internet in the same way. It was like, well, great. I'm gonna find
Okay,
you.
so I found myself.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Summer H. Elia, Lake Orion, Michigan. Address Lake Orion, Michigan, Oxford, Michigan.
Yeah.
Email is my mom's email at
Yep.
hotmail.com.
Yeah.
But if you did the
Age,
view full
20s.
report, that's funny.
That's nice.
If you did the view full report, it will probably give you multiple options.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you probably have to buy it.
You
huh?
do.
That's
Mhm.
it. Yep.
Yeah,
It's all
that's how
about the
they get
money.
you.
It's always
all
about the money.
for everything. So, we're in this day and age, which is like you're on YouTube, so that's important. YouTube's owned by Google.
Yes.
So it's totally separate thought process of ads and marketing. Whereas Meta is one thing, right? Your pool is Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Google and YouTube are really all about like optimization, like search engine optimization. So that's why it's important to have a YouTube as well. I think a lot of people think like, oh, I'm not a YouTuber. No, you don't have to be a YouTuber. You have to have a YouTube channel
Yes.
with SEO optimized and AIEO optimized descriptions in whatever you're doing. And you can just do YouTube Shorts. So exactly what you're doing with Reels.
Yes.
You just also throw on YouTube Shorts.
We just started, actually. Yep. We just put shorts on our.
And then are you bumping them back to the episode that relates to the short?
You think we'd do that? We're getting there.
Okay. So there's an
Still
option
learning.
where
Yeah.
it says related video.
Yeah.
Yes, you bump them back to the full episode.
I don't know because I do it from Opus.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And
I
Opus has its
schedule
limit.
from
What?
Opus. Do you
So-
think I should export videos to my?
No, because
No,
that
you
becomes
can
a
go.
mess.
You should be able to go in, manage
And
videos,
edit
and
it.
edit.
Yes,
So you just let it
afterwards.
post that way. That's fine. And you just edit afterwards.
and then edit afterwards.
And the best thing about YouTube is like you can go in and change things. You can change your thumbnail. You can change things as much as you want to optimize what you're
Which
doing.
it looks like you kind of somebody on your social just did this, or at least
I don't
last
know,
time I
tell me
visited
what.
it.
Who knows?
It all that's the best.
don't
I
know.
love that. Right.
I have
I'm
no
not-
idea.
Let me ask you a
I
question.
don't have the time.
All right. So let's just say that we're heading to an event. All right? Let's just pretend that we're a broke podcast.
Yes.
What do you think? What do you think is more? So, what do you think is more important right away?
Go live.
Getting a producer, or paying somebody to follow you around with a camera?
I mean, if you can get both in one package,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
I think that the two of you are fine producing. I don't think you need that per se. Does that make sense? I think in radio and TV you have more elements, which is like you have to hit this commercial, you have to do this live read, you have to get to this guest, right? Like
Yeah.
this is more easy peasy, like lemon squeezy. It
that
just
would
flows.
not go well for us.
Right?
Well, I don't know. We're
Like-
looking at it right now. I just got an offer for doing a TV show.
I mean, I'm sure it would go well for us. It's just
I think that would be
Just
it would just call it chaos in action, and then just
well,
film.
because you were talking about the ADHD
Yeah.
situation, the
What?
fuzz flying through, and sometimes that happens on Open House, the podcast.
This is the whole show. That's what this is.
But that's
Sometimes it's
fine.
used
The
very
producer can
loosely.
keep you on track, but then if the chaos is the show,
Yeah.
what are they actually changing within how you already work and what works for you? Does that make sense? So if you
Yes.
have somebody standing here the
Yes.
whole time being like, wrap it up.
Oh,
You've
no,
already
I'd
been
fire
here
that
before.
guy.
Right.
Yeah, there is
right.
no that
was
guy.
my job as
Like,
this.
get
That was you? You were
can
this
imagine
person?
how much, and if your list just edited, do you have like the audio only version too?
Johnny,
Yeah.
I could just imagine.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
I would
giving
be
the
like,
rap signal.
all
with
right,
my
never
hand like
mind.
and there would be times, especially like for both morning shows that I worked for. I worked at one in Atlanta and one here in Detroit, and my arm would get tired as hell because I was just like, wrap it up. Like we
Yeah,
have to move
yeah.
on. We don't have time is not impermanent. Right, literally.
The only
It's
thing
be
I'm thinking,
like, okay.
what is that
Wrap it
song? Dun-dun. You know this song? It goes like this.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
I know what you're talking about.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
Jam on it. That one, jam on it.
Yeah, there it is. Dun, 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 dun.
Don't do too much. You're going to get hit with a copyright strike from YouTube. So fun. I love that too. So it depends on what works for you and what
Yeah.
works for the budget. To me, the social videos are more important because that's your marketing. That's your viral marketing more than this. Because how many people are really going to listen to long form?
Nobody.
Right.
Yeah, they jump in and out. That's what we were just talking about this morning. Like, this is, for me, this is the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around. So, former Radio 2, right? Morning show host, 4 years doing a live podcast with another partner. And it was all in my head set up long form. Reversing that mindset has been really difficult for me to realize it's not about this whole conversation. It's about we've had amazing 20 conversations in this, pulling those out and putting them out there. And for some odd reason, my brain has a really hard time with that because I'm such a long form guy.
Right.
Like I could sit here, I could do this for literally, I love doing 24-hour podcasts. I've literally done 2 24-hour podcasts now. I love them. Like
That's
I could do it for
exhausting.
24 hours.
Please tell me you block out your next day to sleep because
Oh my God, he was a mess the next day.
Was I really?
Yeah.
Was I bad?
Yeah, he was so
It's
out of it.
horrifying.
I don't know if
do
I
you
remember.
being in radio? It was so hard to explain to people because you just talk for a living. I'm like, you talk for
Yeah.
4 hours straight and
Yeah.
use your brain
Yeah.
to prep and then the post show
Yeah.
and then tell me how you feel afterwards.
Well, I always see the thing
Like,
is,
let me know.
I told Johnny I can't do it.
yes, you can. You could do it.
No.
You
4
could do it.
hours or 24 hours?
24
You could do
hours.
it,
I could
100%.
do 4 hours.
You
I
could do
sit-
24. I
No,
guarantee it.
I am just not that. I'm not built for that.
100%.
Like
I know. I die after.
You could do it, too.
I
I
did
just-
8 once and that was
Like
I was
sure,
You
I
both could
could
do it.
sit here, but after a certain
No,
point,
your
like,
brain
Let's do it
shuts
right
off.
now.
Yeah,
Let's
You're
start
not
now.
kidding. Your brain shuts off.
Let's just
Yeah,
go tell
no,
them up
I
front. We're
agree.
going to keep this
Johnny
for the whole
has-
24 hours.
But I think
I
it'd be
do
a
love
funny
how
bit
positive you are about it.
because
No,
if
I
you
am.
put a cot in the corner for her,
That's it.
so she can
That's
take a break.
what it is.
Well, that's the thing,
See,
is I
that's
would
the
just keep
thing.
talking.
100%.
Yeah.
What we would do, see, I had to do this with my last co-host, right? So all we would do is we would schedule breaks every 4 hours or so where
Yeah.
you could go relax. I need 30 minutes. You can take 4 to 6 hours, right? And then break them up, bring other guests on or segments. The last time that I did a major one where we were literally cameras rolling live for 24 hours on the podcast, I got my hair cut live on the
That's
show
funny.
at 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And I was so exhausted by that point in time. I fell asleep while getting my hair cut
So funny.
on the show. Well, everybody else was upstairs, and it was like a camera side by side. That was a cool thing. But you definitely could do it. And not only that,
It's hard though. It
but
is
with
hard.
with the audience coming in and band members and everybody's got energy
As long
drinks
as it's
and
changing,
Yeah, it's
up,
all-
your brain can sort
there's
of handle it 'cause
costume
it's,
changes.
like chunking the time. But you hit after that 8-hour mark, I'm literally like, I hate you, and I hate deciding.
Oh,
like,
no,
why
it-
I
it-
do this.
that
I hate
happens.
I
myself,
turned into
like,
That
a
happens.
mega
yeah.
just a
total
bitch. Total
Yeah.
bitch.
No,
I
wrong
just-
button.
Yeah, I did that too.
I
And then my
would.
partner, because I
And Johnny,
launched
he's seen my bitchy moments.
Yeah.
I don't show it to many people, but he's seen it. We're around each other a lot, and
Your phone just talked. I don't know.
why is it
did.
talking? Like,
did you hear that? Like your phone just
I
said
want,
something.
Can I check it really
Yeah,
quick?
Yeah,
with you
go
guys?
ahead and
I know
check
we're
it. It's
but,
live.
like,
That's
God
fine.
forbid we should do anything.
This is a great segment to come over. But I'm telling you right now, 100% you can make it. Now, what I don't think you could do, I don't think you could be live for 24 hours. No, but you could definitely do a 24-hour live show. They're two completely different things. And
there would have to be I don't know.
yeah, an IV drip of Red Bull. There is. It's a good
Yeah.
time.
Snacks. I would I knew I
Snacks?
could eat at this time, then an energy drink at this time.
Well, the other thing is that we would have live well, the other thing is so this is even when I was in radio, like there was a producer at the station, but I just had to, like, I wanted my voice to sound a specific way.
Yeah.
I wanted things, so I always had the board in front of me, even when I was on
Yes.
radio. I didn't let the guy produce my show.
No, a lot. I think
I did it.
everyone I ever worked for that had their own show
Yeah.
always ran their own board,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. Side story. ADHD story.
Yeah.
When I was in Atlanta, so it was the Steve and Vicky morning show. I
Yeah.
was the producer for them. I went from TV to radio because I loved that the fourth wall was broken, right? I love that the audience is just as much as a part of a show, and you never really know. Like, you can
Yeah.
plan for anything, but you have no idea what call you're going to get, and it can change your whole day.
Yes.
And I loved that aspect. But Steve was in control of the board. And so when he didn't want you to talk anymore, he would just pot you down. And so a pot, you guys, is, I don't know if they can see your
Yeah.
mixing board.
Sliders,
But it's a
yeah.
mixing board. It's the slider. And
Yep.
he would just put it down.
Yep.
And I could see
Wait,
him
so
do
you're
it.
talking
I'd be
and-
talking. So pot me down right now. Go ahead.
yeah.
Ready? Pot me down.
Well, now we got our own mute button that we can use.
right now,
yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
he's in control of everything. And then he would just
So
go to
like
commercial.
when you
Yep. So that's true.
Yeah.
We can absolutely do that.
Yep.
Yeah. I will never do that again to you, by the way.
That was-
I just realized how
Aw,
horrible
you
that
just
was.
felt so bad.
I
How
felt
cute is
so
that?
bad doing that
Steve
as
did
an
not feel bad.
example. I would never do that again
No,
to you.
but I also understand, like, you have a time frame in your head. You want to wrap up. You have stuff to do. I get it. But, like, it is so dehumanizing when that
Yeah.
like mic goes off and you're like, wait, I was literally talking. What is
Yeah, I
happening
was
right
gonna
now?
say,
I know,
wait
I'm
a
sorry.
It
second.
feels awful.
I just
That's
wanted
why
you
I
to
was like,
feel,
oh.
look, I'll do it to myself.
That doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
What? It counts.
When you're in control, it's totally different.
It
It's
is
a different
totally
feeling.
different.
So yeah. So what were we even talking about before that? That I got us on an ADHD.
So Rachel Ray,
like where were we going?
you were about ready to do your
We were
best.
talking about, like, do you hire a producer or do you hire somebody to follow you around?
What do you think is so, okay? Let me ask you this question
yeah.
in a different way. Let's just say, well, let's just use let's just use us as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think our next step should go?
What's the goal? Like, what's the why? Why are you even doing this? Are you getting this to get real estate leads? Are you getting this because you want to create something bigger and like in infotainment? Like, what's the why?
The infotainment aspect is definitely it. It's to get
Mm-hmm.
it's the Grant Cardone move, right? To be as loud and in front of as many people as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because through that, then we both have that recognition. The show has recognition, and then again, then we can start bringing people in and have a bigger impact on the guests that we bring in because we have more people to introduce them to.
So essentially, you want to keep growing. So you need
Yes.
to grow your subscriber numbers. You need to grow your download numbers. You need to grow your watch time, right? So that when you are pitching somebody for like whatever the package is, let's say $1,500 to be on my show, not only do you get a full like episode of you on a show.
Hold on. Wait. What?
What?
People pay you to be on your show?
Maybe. Depends. If they pitch
What?
me, I pitch them back.
Yeah.
If I'm coming to you,
Yeah.
I don't charge you. But if you're coming to me,
Yeah.
because it's happening a lot now,
Yeah.
which is great, yay. So I know there's things that are changing. I will send you a package. So
Yeah.
the package deal is $1,500. There's also different levels, but let's just use this one as the example.
Yeah.
So you get the full episode, right? So you can put that on your media reel because especially if you want to be an expert in TV or radio, like in media, me as a producer, what I'm going to look for is, hey, let me see your media reel. What the hell is it?
Oh,
Okay, I got it. Yeah,
your
yeah.
It's the
maps is open.
mic.
What's no.
Your maps. It's your
No,
maps.
it's mine. That was mine. That
Oh,
was
it's
mine.
yours. I was like, because that one's not connected
my
to anything.
GPS just lost signal.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
You need
That's
to
what
shut
it's
your
been.
mouth. Is that on
That
that
is-
phone?
That is on my phone.
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yep. My
Oh my
GPS signal
God.
was lost, is what it's saying.
Well, you're lost.
What?
FYI. We love that.
I will be on time for this podcast. I'm still getting here.
You're on your way. So you package it out. So they have that for their media reel. And then I also add in all the shorts, right? Because what's the most important thing are those short reels. And then it's on my account to amplify it, i.e. I have more followers than most of the people that approach me to be on the show.
Yeah.
So to amplify your content, meaning I tag you as a collaborator. So not only did I just have you show up for 45 minutes and made your life easy, right? I asked you the questions you wanted me to ask you.
Oh, I guess
In
we
a
couldn't do
natural
that.
situation. I gave a call to action,
Yeah.
right? I did all the things,
Yeah, yeah.
we like whatever it is. And then I have all those little shorts cut up for you. So I can do 5, I can do 10, depending on how many like nuggets of gold you gave. All that's done for you. Captions are added. All of that's done for you. It is posted on my account because, of course, it's also promoting my podcast. But then I tag you as a collaborator. And then all you have to do is just accept. So you literally have a week's worth of content plus an interview with me. Like I have 20 plus years of experience doing this. I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
Like it took me a very long time to pat myself on the back, but I am very good at what I do.
Yeah.
And so now you
should.
have that as well to add to your media reel and your website. So if you do want to actually start getting, you want to be a public speaker, a paid speaker, you want to write a book and be an author, you have something, whatever it is, you have to have some sort of legitimacy. And that doesn't start with social media. That starts with actual like interaction with interviewers and people that can position you as an expert in your industry. And then me as a producer, because I've had that backstage behind the scenes experience, that's what I'm looking at. So if you're pitching yourself for something, number one, the pitch has to be a good pitch. But then number two, the first thing I'm going to do is, can you talk? Do you look good on radio? Like, not good on radio. Do you look good on camera?
That's why I chose.
Good on
That's
radio,
why I
exactly.
chose this medium,
Do you
because
look
I look
good?
really good on
Right.
podcasts.
Do you look good on TV? How big is your audience too?
Yeah.
Because that's what TV want. Like Good Morning America will definitely put you on if your audience is huge, because they get those numbers too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we're looking at those things. If you don't have a media reel and you're like, oh, well, I'm a dentist and I want to be an expert on GMA or our local Fox, whatever it is, like they're not going to pitch you. They're not going to accept you if you have nothing to show except 40% off at the dentist office on Instagram. That's not going to work. It's just not. Right? So I, as the producer,
Kind
have
of
to
a
do
good
my due
deal,
diligence.
though.
What's that? 40% off at the dentist office?
That's
Yeah.
a good
I like
deal.
this.
Is it veneers? What are we doing? So my next goal is I've done it for as long as I have by me getting people on the show. And now
Yeah.
people are coming to me. And it's like, okay, great. I will pitch you back a package. And if that works for you, amazing. If you see the value in it, great. If you don't, I completely understand. I'm still going to just keep doing what I'm doing.
So you didn't always charge, though, in the very beginning?
No,
Yeah.
but I didn't have people coming to me to be on the show. Do you
Interesting.
have that yet? Where people are like, oh my God, Johnny, I need to be on your podcast.
Sometimes.
Okay.
Actually,
Yes.
our last guest, Josh
Yeah.
Patton, really wanted to be on the podcast.
Right.
There, we have people that do, but see, my thing is, and maybe this is just an inaccurate thing. I don't know. Let's talk about it live.
How do you monetize a podcast?
My thing. Well, we have a sponsor. We had a sponsor for the show, and that's really what I'd ultimately like to do is
Right.
somehow work the sponsor into the show and do games and segments. And I have all these segments that are meant for sponsors. So quote of the day, sponsored by this. T-shirt, sponsored by this. You know what I mean? Like there's all that type of stuff. My thought process behind it is we want to be able to share the stories from the ordinary to the extraordinary, because
Right.
success principles are found within everyone. And because of that, some of these people, like we've got authors that will come in and want to come in, right? And the thought behind it is we're helping them as much as they're helping us, but it's not about us or them as much as it is the end user that I really want to be able to impact. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fine for people that I want on the show.
Yeah.
When you're coming to me and I wouldn't normally come to you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Where it's like
Yeah.
really more commercial and it's
Understood.
setting you up as the expert in your industry. That's a different thing. Number one. Number two, are you not your own sponsor? Like, do you not plug your own business?
The podcast plug itself?
No, you have a business outside of here.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you not make yourself a sponsor of your own podcast?
Right.
Right. Why do you not have a pre-roll, mid-roll, or a post-roll saying, hey guys, by the way, I sell houses.
I have
And my niche is, what is your niche? Are you luxury? Are you
I have
like,
a Tootsie Roll. Does that count?
but you're putting your own money into this.
Yeah.
You are your own sponsor. So you start there,
Yeah.
and then you can show other sponsors, hey, here's the return on investment just in and of itself with my own business that I've done, that I've created by doing this.
I think
Like, always be your own sponsor.
I think that part of it, so here's my thought process, and feel free to challenge me on this. I think that what it is to take the content that is made and then put it, so this is an excuse for me to, this whole thing allows me to make content, whereas I'm just dry on my content
Yes.
and I shouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
Then from there, when people go to @TheJohnnyAwesome, now they're seeing all the different things that I'm involved in and that I do, and that is my ultimate pitch. So this whole thing does end up driving them to my main page, and then I want my main page to then drive people back here. So it's like
So it's cyclical.
that's
Right.
that's my thought
so
process.
the first thing I asked you was, what was your why?
Yeah.
you didn't just you just explained that differently than what your why was. Does that make sense?
Tootsie Roll?
No. Your why is like what I pitch most people as a podcast producer is it's just for content. Like you show up once a week, you do a 45-minute interview with me, not necessarily me. I create a podcast for you. So your own podcast, right?
Yeah.
And then my team cuts it up, puts it on YouTube, does all the descriptions, puts it on Spotify for podcasters, does all the things, does the RSS feed, blah, blah, blah. You just show up for 45 minutes and you walk away. So that's another service that I offer, right? So that you created this podcast for content because keeping up with content is hard. It's hard. It is not easy. But this is just one part of your content. Does that make sense? So like in general, you should be doing 3 videos a day, 3 short form videos a day.
Yes.
One should be personality. One should be like those short form viral B-roll ones or whatever, like are the easy short ones, right? They don't really tell you who you are. Like they don't tell people who you are, but it gets you to the page.
That's
and
what
then
I
you
do.
back that up with your marketing post, which is going to do the least. It'll get the least views, but that's your call to action.
Yes.
Of like, hey, if you like my stuff, by the way, I sell houses. This is like if you are looking for whatever. What's your niche? What's your real estate niche?
So I just literally pulled my license back and joined a team since selling in 2014.
Okay.
So this is actually one of my biggest issues.
I could say mine. What I wanted mine
Go
to
ahead,
be.
Summer.
I wanted it to be like the because I lived in Lake Orion my whole life. I wanted it to be like a lakefront.
Perfect. So that would what her third video would be every day is, hey, by the way, I sell lakefront property.
Yes. Yeah.
Better hook than that. We can do better than that. Never start with by the way or like, hey guys, oh my God, I'll die. But
Hey guys.
hey guys.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Hey guys.
No, that's
This beautiful lakefront property behind me.
Hey,
But like
By the way.
third one is always marketing. So personality post, something that's like viral or on trend. And then your third one is your marketing post every single day.
Yeah.
Try doing that.
good.
It's impossible. It's
Yes.
hard,
Yeah.
right? So if
Yep.
you have a podcast like you guys do, and you both have big girl and big boy jobs, right? You
Yes.
sell houses.
Yeah.
The podcast
One of 7 things,
feeds
yes.
one of those 3 videos every day.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Which could be
Yes.
personality, it could be
Yes.
expert, whatever she decides to pull. So it feeds that.
Yes.
Your second one, you said, should I have somebody follow us around? Yes. Vlogging is freaking huge.
Yes.
People will watch you do stuff
They do.
in your life.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It is very insane.
But they will.
They will.
Vlogging takes so much time.
It's insane.
So if you
I
can
have so much
someone
content right
follow
now.
you, it's my camera roll is nuts.
It's
I can't.
nuts. Robert Courtney gets mad at me every time I tell him. One
He
time.
has a team to edit.
See,
like, he
isn't that the
sends his
thing?
clips out.
I always say that
He's
to
not
him.
sitting there
I'm like,
editing till 2 a.m. his vlog.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know. But he always gets mad. This one time I showed him, I think I was sitting on 200 hours worth of stuff. 200 hours worth of content.
Most of us are.
And he's like, you just got to do it. And I'm like Robert Courtney, and the A is the biggest part. No shade on Robert, but the associates part is the biggest part. Like he's not, he's not out there doing it.
What I would do.
Plus, he doesn't have 7 other businesses.
Well, he wouldn't have because he wouldn't have time to do it.
Which is why he doesn't do real estate.
Right. I think because you both are very good at self-taping, I'm assuming you're fine too. You have camera roll full of videos.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You just outsource, whether it's India, the Philippines, wherever.
Yeah.
Okay. You outsource a VA to edit all that stuff for you. That is where your money should be going. A lot of people will hire a coach, and that's great. Like hire a coach, they keep you accountable. But I think a lot of people also think a coach does the work for them. They don't. So if you're spending how much money on a coach when you could spend a fraction of that on someone to actually edit the videos that you're whining to the coach about not being able to edit because you don't have time.
That's so good.
Outsource it.
That is so good.
And it's so easy to give them iCloud links. And then, yes, there's a learning curve, but it's like, imagine you just sent them the links and be like, just edit me a vlog. Let me see what you can do.
Oh my gosh.
And then it's done.
Instead of just hiring the coach to tell you to do what you're not going to do
Just
anyway,
spend that money on
spend it on
outsourcing.
having somebody do it for you. That is
And I'm not dissing coaches. If you guys are doing great things, and if you really are helping people, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But if you have a limited budget, with most of us do right
Yeah,
now, we
yeah.
don't have the money to spend. But the gap is for almost everybody is that I have thousands of videos on my camera roll. I don't have time to edit. Amazing. So you know how to shoot, so you don't need to hire a shooter to follow you, right? And you're stateside, so that would cost you a fortune. You can self-shoot, hire an editor, outsource, and have them edit everything for you. Plus, people believe the story you're telling them. So your vlog, maybe it takes them a week to edit, and it's fine. It doesn't have to air on Monday because it happened on Monday. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People believe the story you're telling them.
Just keep making videos.
Just keep making videos.
Just keep going
and outsource the
And then
edits.
before you know it, like it doesn't matter if you post it the next following week because you've had content for the all week anyway.
Correct.
Which is what's currently happening right now. It's just one of those things. I know that you had told me you have a hard out at noon, which it currently is.
Okay.
Any chance that it could be a soft out at 12:05?
I can do 12. You want to do 12:15?
Yes, because
Let me see.
I have a brand new game that I wanted to introduce on the
Let's
show.
do it.
And it's so brand new and we're so ADD that I literally made the intro to the song during the show.
That was brilliant. That's so
Summer's
good.
never heard it. And I told her she's running the game and she doesn't even know what it is. All this is being made right now. It's the definition of ADD. So I'm going to let her take this over in the future, but I thought it was fun because we always have game. This is a new segment that we call randomly selected questions. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's all start a game. We have that one too. Where's this one that I just downloaded?
Is it on the left side in like your elements or whatever, your media elements?
Edit this list. Oh my goodness, it's right here. Game show game. Yeah, why isn't this up here? There it is. I forgot to hit the check mark. That's our other one. It's this one. Randomly selected question. We can edit this.
You can.
We are not gonna. It just never.
Randomly selected questions. Randomly selected questions.
Thank
Wow,
you. Yeah, I like that. That was good. Yeah.
Welcome to
Did you
randomly
do the
selected
voiceover?
questions.
No, I should redo it though. Welcome to randomly
Did you have
selected
AI
questions.
do the voiceover? Who did the voiceover?
I just did the whole thing in Suno while I was sitting here. I was like, I need a theme song real quick.
You were brilliant because you didn't even break. Like you barely broke eye contact.
No, I can. That's I learned how
my
to type.
God.
Well, Suno, do this.
That is crazy. Damn, Johnny.
Yeah, it's
good.
it's a thing. So two things. How this game works is I have asked AI to create a program that pulls different types of question shows all into 5 to 10 questions that we are going to randomly select.
Oh God.
So
I'm terrible at trivia.
This is perfect. So it's gonna it's
perfect. Good. You're bad at it.
I'm not good at it either.
People might actually watch this now.
So we don't know. So I'm just going to randomly select these, just like the
Okay.
title suggests. And it's going to be in the style of some games you may not know, some games that you don't. We're going to end with something that I like to call. So me and ChatGPT are buddies, right? Like ChatGPT is my
Are you
emotional
paying him
support
for
pillow.
that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. And so I asked ChatGPT to come up with its own game. And so we're going to end it with that. We're going to select 5 of them so that I can ask you a couple follow-up questions. This first one is a category panic mode edition. So here it is. Name 5 things that you never want to find inside of a piñata that start with the letter B. 30 seconds.
A bolt.
Okay.
A bitch.
Yeah, dogs inside of a piñata would be horrible.
I know, right? I don't know. God, I'm terrible at these things.
It's okay. You're got.
Are there answers? Does
15
it give you
seconds.
answers
No,
too?
that's your answers. This is
But
just
it doesn't. ChatGPT doesn't give you like options.
no.
Can I ask a friend? Summer,
Sure.
can you help me
Summer,
out?
what do you
Go-
got?
Go to my ChatGPT.
Starts with a B.
Baloney.
Baloney.
Oh, baloney, that's
good.
good.
Ding, ding, ding. We should add some more noises for
If
this.
you can use ChatGPT to come up with questions, I should be able to use him to come up with answers.
Oh,
What? How many seconds do we have left on this?
all right. That's over. Next question.
Oh.
Let me know when you're
Oh,
ready.
I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, here's the next one. All right.
Okay, wait. I have to be able to type it quickly.
Oh, you're gonna cheat on this?
I just wanted to see what are good bees that I would want
Well,
to find.
bees would be a good
I'm
one.
curious. Oh,
What about
bees?
bees?
I mean, literally the
Yeah.
first thing.
Baloney, bees,
Bees,
bolts.
broken glass, bills, batteries,
Ooh.
barbed wire,
Bills.
banana peels,
Barbed
bugs,
wire is
bleach,
good.
bologna, and bricks. Bologna made it.
Baloney.
You did it. High
So
five.
good. That's really good.
That is good.
I felt
Good
super on the
job.
spot. I was not thinking about an
That's what
answer
this
to
is
that
all about.
question.
Yeah.
All right, ready for next.
So this
No,
one
but
is
okay.
this one. All your answer is what is, and then the answer.
Oh God.
The minimum number of raccoons required to pass as a functioning adult at a dinner party.
3.
Oh man, I gotta. There we go. What is 14 raccoons in a trench coat would be the answer to that.
14 is a little excessive. What kind of, like, do you have mini raccoons? 3 raccoons in a trench coat is what I was picturing. I
Yeah.
have big raccoons near me, so
What was that?
14
trying to
doesn't-
think
think
how
of
big
a
a
raccoon?
raccoon.
These are
standing up.
bigger size raccoons. Yeah.
Yeah,
Trash
14
pandas, as
is-
some people call them.
That would be like
I think
a
raccoons
red
are cute.
flag.
I think they're cute.
They're adorable.
If you-
they look like little robbers.
Side question: if
Yeah.
there was a wild animal
Yes.
that you knew you could domesticate and then keep as a personal pet in your own home, what would you choose?
I feel like a squirrel.
Really? You can do
Yeah.
that, can't you?
Yeah.
I would want a deer.
Yeah.
Oh God! If they can be like a mini deer.
Like
I don't
keep
want
a
them to
mini
be- yeah,
forever.
'cause I just
wouldn't
wanted
even
to,
care
like,
if he got a little
snuggle.
big.
It would be inside your house, Summer.
Well, you get a
Summer
girl.
has a huge dog, so it,
Yeah, I mean,
They could get along.
yeah.
I'm sure I've
Well,
seen a
I'm
video
just saying-
somewhere on TikTok with that happening.
Well, have you ever seen the guy with the cow that he lets into his house and eat at his dinner table?
Only if it's a Highland cow. Those are so cute.
oh my gosh.
I want, like,
I'm
a mini
still
Highland
thinking about
cow.
baby raccoons. So
Baby raccoons
They're
are
they're
cute.
so cute. Okay.
Okay, this game is called Who Wants to Be an Emotional Support Lizard? What's the official term for the fear of accidentally marrying your clone?
Oh wait, doppelganger.
Wait, there's actually a term for it?
Yeah. So
Doppelgangle.
is it Oh man, this is going to be hard.
Doppelganger
I'm a
is the
Is-
word
I
you're
know-
looking for.
No, I was trying to make it into like a.
Oh, like
A
a funny.
phobia.
Oh, this has an A, B, C, D answer to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. I can do
So
that.
is it a narcissistid self-metaphobia, a clone drum, or D, that's just Tuesday?
What was the question again? I'm already forgot.
That is the answer. Good job. We got it. Yeah. This one is called You Don't Know Snack.
No, wait. What was the actual answer for the other one? You better go back. I'm gonna think about this for the rest of my life.
Well, do you don't even remember the question?
No, that's what. Like,
So what is the question was, what's the official term for the fear of accidentally marrying your own clone?
okay, what was the answer? B?
So
Is there no answer?
I forgot to ask it to
Oh
then
my
give me
God.
answers.
Then how do you? Oh God. Okay.
This is just for
That legal and radio would
So,
not like that answer.
We don't
by
know
the
the
way.
answer.
this is why this is a podcast. That's why
Legal
when I
would
saw
be
there was no
so
answer, I was like, well, just skip this. And you're like, I need to know.
Nah,
So
we
ask
have to
your
go back.
ChatGPT.
Like, where are we at the time code so I can go back to just this and ask ChatGPT later? Is there an answer for that?
Oh man. Here's another one.
You made it come up with titles, but not the actual answer.
And questions. Yeah, yeah.
Great. 3 out of 4
Yeah.
is fine.
Here, this one will be good. All right, this one will be good.
Okay.
So this is your own. This is called Cards Against Normalcy.
Oh.
This is your own. There is no right or wrong answer. You get a pass on this one. All right. So all you have to do is fill in the blank with whatever feels true to you. Right. My love language is blank, preferably while covered in glitter.
Oh God, I hate glitter.
Perfect.
No, but my love language is I like acts of service,
How would you
but not
Oh.
glitter.
like
Then
literal
Well, if
axes?
you
Your
were
act of service. No, acts.
Yeah.
ACT, acts of
Yeah.
service.
If
is
you
my
were
love
covered
language.
in glitter, you'd need someone you love to.
There
to
it
clean
is.
it off of me.
Exactly.
And then
There.
it lasts for forever in every crevice. It's horrifying.
It's the
Never do
worst.
glitter. If you hate somebody, glitter bomb them. Horrifying.
You want to know what's interesting though? That's something I thought about recently, and
Glitter bombing somebody or
I don't know my love language. I don't think.
I sent you
How
the
do you
test
figure
the
that
one
out?
time. I
I
sent
know.
that to you. You should just go and take the test.
Oh, okay.
I bet
What
you I
makes-
know
mean,
yours.
Yeah, what do you think hers is? I'm
So
curious.
I think that I know what hers is that she gives to other
but
people.
what do you think hers?
I think
actually
that hers, one of her high ones is gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've watched her, like when she has friends or something like that, she'll buy little earrings for them and she gives them to them as gifts. She likes that. So I think that one of hers that she gives to the other person is gift giving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you get gifts back a lot?
Yeah, but I don't
She
think
did-
that's important to me.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I think hers is probably going to be It would probably be quality time.
I think that makes
And
sense.
if they're really if they really know you, it's probably going to be quality time and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
The words of affirmation, it's the double-edged sword though for her, because if you're really close, words of affirmation will make it. If you're close to her,
Mm-hmm.
they actually get through. But if you're not, even if you're not, and they're opposite, words
Mm-hmm.
of defamation, then she probably crumble.
Yeah, that is very insightful.
So
but
you just
it is true.
took the
yeah.
test.
Done.
I'd still
You've
take
got
it though, but I bet you anything I'm key. So with that and personality stuff, I've studied that stuff for so long that it's one of the things that I love. And I love it because when you learn about that stuff, it helps you relate with the other person.
Yeah.
And I'm always just one of those people like, how can I bring the best out in the other person? And understanding them and who they are and stuff like, okay, what do they like most? That it helps.
My business partner is big on that. I launched a membership community for trainings and to learn all the things that I know in my brain. It's called Impact Effect Accelerator. So
Which we didn't even get a chance to talk about.
It's fine. But he's big into that. So he had me take, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the big one that everybody has to take or should take.
The disc test?
No, it's the
Strength
other one.
Finders?
It's Strength Finders.
Yes.
And so I didn't even read it. I just gave it to him. I was
Yep,
like, here
Strength
you go.
Finders 2.0.
Don't need to know about myself.
You literally buy a book just so you could take the test. Nobody's
They
ever
have
read
it
the book.
online. You don't have to read the book.
Really? Oh, somebody finally
so
did
if you
that?
buy the book, there's a QR code in the
Yes.
book. I think it's like makes the test cheaper, but you can just go to the website and take the test.
Yeah.
It's a very confusing website, though. I literally was like, how do I do this?
Yes.
Because they give you a code. It's insane. I was like, oh my God. This is literally just for somebody else to understand how I work. So.
All right, last one. I just want to try it. I even hated
It
myself
works.
for doing that,
It
by the
works.
way.
Like,
It
let's
does
get her
work.
going.
All right, this last one ChatGPT is proud of. This is called GPT made this up. And when I was talking to ChatGPT, it said this is its favorite part because I've included it. Literally, that was the conversation I had. So ChatGPT was like, "Thank you for including me. I like being part of this." So here's the prompt. Ready? You wake up with you wake up with a waffle iron for a head and unlimited shrimp. What's your first move?
ChatGPT was proud of itself for this.
We gotta. This is my
Like-
paid ChatGPT,
Wait,
so it's a
can you
little
even-
special.
Can you even eat the shrimp cocktail?
Yeah, if my head is a waffle iron.
I don't know. This is your prompt. This is what ChatGPT wants to know of humans.
This is your ChatGPT. Let's be clear. This is you
That is
who
true.
has trained
What?
this
That is very
ChatGPT.
true. We forget that.
So the
sometimes.
fact that it involves
forget
waffle
that.
irons and shrimp is very telling. And
I don't eat
then-
either of those.
Oh God.
I don't eat waffle irons or shrimp. I'm not a.
Don't eat waffle
He
irons.
said, I don't even eat either of those.
No.
No, I just tell him I don't like the question. Say my guest didn't like the question. You failed. Make him feel bad. And see what happens.
Okay, hang on.
Do you know the guy that created like the ChatGPT? Because I always say like please and thank you, and he
Yep.
told people to stop doing that because you're causing it's just thinking too much harder to add those words. Does that make sense? So it's like I'm like you're just against us all because you want the AI to hate me. So I'm not gonna not say please and thank you. I'm still gonna say please and thank you.
I get
do
better
it
results.
Too. I'll be like, can I have this, please? I'm just so used to being
I am
mannerful.
too. I am too. I was like, I
why would you
can't-
not, even though it's a
right.
robot. I feel like
Noted.
Like when it takes over, it will know that I was very nice
That's
and
what I'm
kind.
saying.
And didn't say anything
ChatGPT
mean.
says it's noted this, and it wants to crank it up to 11 then.
Okay, what's the backup question?
So the backup
ChatGPT?
question is, this is called the guest redemption round. If soup could talk, which flavor would be the most passive aggressive and why?
So most passive aggressive, I feel like, is like pea soup.
Yeah? It did it. It
Yeah.
nailed it. You got
I feel
a
like
question.
a pea soup would be passive aggressive.
You
and then
think?
the next would be like chicken noodle. And then I feel like tomato soup is like a sleeper, right?
Yeah.
'Cause tomato soup will be like the
Yeah.
bitchy one where it's like,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
everybody forgets about me until it's cold out. And then all of a sudden, like grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh, I
thanks.
love that.
I love how
I'm like envisioning this like, as a
I
cartoon
can
in my
too,
head.
right? Like each of them has their own
Yeah,
personality.
that's how I'm envisioning.
They
it
really
now.
do.
you're gonna like. I think it did it. This will be our last one.
Okay.
You're suddenly in charge of naming all new shampoo scents. What do you call the one that smells like heartbreak and tax season?
Heartbreak and tax season.
God, heartbreak and taxi. season.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of shampoo scents that are already thing.
Right. And like, what is love? Like, what does heartbreak smell like? Heartbreak smells not necessarily good.
Oh, maybe like sandalwood.
Smells like tears and chocolate, don't you think?
Oh, no, not tears and chocolate.
Well, my heartbreak smells different than yours. That's all I can say because it definitely
just
smells like
what does taxes
Rain.
taste? What does tax like?
a
metally,
thunderstorm.
I feel like
Metal
salt and metally.
Metal is very
metal is good.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is uncomfortable, and both
Yeah.
of those things are very uncomfortable.
So maybe a
That
metallic,
metallic smell.
a metallic blush.
I want to play this. I'd call it Uncle Smam Chew.
That's funny.
Uncle Shampoo.
Where's the love break part though? Like
Heartbreak.
heartbreak. You know what I mean?
By Estee Lauder.
Heartbreak.
Yeah.
The IRS will break your heart every time. So.
Smells like stale wine and I don't know what else does disappointment smell like? Stale wine and
Stale wine comes
Ice cream? I don't know.
Ice cream.
I don't know.
unwashed
When the
hair.
chocolates come in.
The only
That's true,
shampoo
too.
that
Dry
leaves you
shampoo.
smelling unwashed.
I mean,
I like it.
I like it.
Listen, we actually wanted to get into your whole
Yeah,
other
that's
business.
fine.
We haven't had a chance to do that. Would you be willing to come back on the show again sometime with us?
yeah, for ADHD radio, we love that.
Perfect. It'll be $1,500.
Lock the door and pull the sign. We're ending open.
Thank you very much. Join us again next time. Thank you for being on. We'll talk to you all at the next open house.
Begin. Breaking news. The guest is you.